Without a doubt, Elon Musk is the most famous CEO in the world. Whether he is the best at what he does is something everyone can debate, but it's difficult to find someone more famous than Elon Musk. The results that he produces, innovation, successful stories, it's incredible. And today, you will see that his management procedures are also very special and something you should definitely study if you want to be a great CEO. And even though a few weeks ago, Elon tweeted that he is thinking of quitting my jobs and becoming an influencer full-time. Of course, he is not going anywhere. So how does one of the world's most successful men go about managing people? We're going to give you a detailed report on how and why, and spill the tea on how one of the richest men on earth deals with firing employees. Let's get ready to rumble with Mr. Musk, and just remember, these are only rumors and hearsay according to a variety of sources. First of all, Elon Musk loves to know all the capabilities of every single member of his team. For this reason, Elon always tries to interview and analyze potential team members. When Tesla and SpaceX were being built from the ground up, the highly intelligent Elon Musk interviewed single candidates who applied there, and Elon would always ask questions like what achievements they had, what was the biggest problem that they solved. Musk is always looking for candidates who think outside the box. It's clear that he loves critical thinking, and he also enjoys seeing how a person gets to the conclusion that they do. If you're not meeting special criteria, you cannot work with the richest man in the world. The giant SpaceX CEO has a history of setting space-high expectations and taking over projects himself, with what some might call micromanagement, and this is something that some employees have learned about the hard way, mostly because they were not perfect at what they were doing. However, remember too, that this take on Elon's actioning during a sacking is merely rumored and garnered towards marking his otherwise good name. And for avid followers of the genius entrepreneur, there's a line in the sand about how far authors might go to make a quick buck or a lot of bucks, by way of leaning on the famous name, and about how low a blow disgruntled ex-employees might stoop, just to get their seeming revenge. According to a 2015 book by Ashley Vance, the absolute worst thing that an employee from SpaceX can do is tell Elon that tasks Musk requesting cannot be implemented and it's impossible to do. SpaceX's prerequisite requirement places value on hard work and an innate ability to get things done. Employees who wait for detailed instructions, need hand-holding, or crave feedback could be in for some tough conversations. According to the popular biography, those employees who tell Musk there's no way to get the cost down on a project, or who argue that Musk deadlines don't give them enough time, might soon have a tough conversation with their CEO. Elon will just say, "Fine, you're off the project, and I am now the CEO of the project. I will do your job and be CEO of two companies at the same time. I will deliver." Brogan Van Brogan, a former SpaceX engineer, told author Vance. Even more surprising, says Van Brogan, is that Musk manages to fulfill that promise. He went on to say that every time he's fired someone and taken their job, he's delivered on whatever the project was. Fascinatingly enough, Elon Musk, with so much work that he has, manages to take additional projects when his employees cannot keep up, and usually Elon does it quite successfully. It's important to understand why Musk communicates to people in the way that he does. As a born leader, it makes sense that he has sky-high expectations of employees. And of course, you need to be tough to get great results from employees. As Elon said, he is looking for someone who is hungry, intrinsic, and have a strong drive. Mark Goldberg, a Morgan Stanley banker that aided to underwrite Tesla's IPO in 2010, told Higgins that Musk repeatedly had conflicts with bankers from Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs before Tesla's IPO launch in 2010. Musk reportedly wanted things to be done faster and said many times, "I don't have time for this. I've got to launch the rocket." This situation saw several executives leaving the company. Peter Rawlinson, who was the executive leading the development of the Model S, left Tesla, and this occurred after a series of arguments with Musk. Later on, the manufacturing giant Tesla found itself without the heads of its manufacturing department, and this was around the time of the Tesla Model 3 launch. And it irked Musk quite dramatically, or so it was reported at the time. During a factory visit over issues with the Model X's window, when an employee on the assembly line proposed a solution, Musk was stunned. Elon didn't like one thing and he said, "This is totally unacceptable that you had a person working in your factory that knows the solution and you don't." In 2006, and before the Tesla's first Roadster reveal party, the company fired the head of marketing department. It was said that the CEO was unhappy with this position and didn't want to spend money on marketing. According to Higgins' inquiry on the matter, which was published later in his tell-all book, he said that Musk believed in his own name and recourses would be enough to bring thorough interest in the new vehicle. With that, Elon has some ex-employees who don't have the best opinion about their ex-boss. According to ex-employee John Buckmaster, a former program manager and science buff, He wrote about his firing on Quora. He wrote, "I have worked for 2 of Elon's companies. He doesn't actually do the firing, or should we call it mass firings. His companies have fired many people over the past 1.5 to 2 years. It is my humble opinion Elon Musk has made a string of bad business decisions and has been given a free pass on all of them. We don't exactly know the whys of Musk's firings, except to say that he doesn't seem to like employees who complain a lot, ask for longer time for the implementation of their tasks, and with that, Elon does not like to spend money on marketing. Only the ex-employee and Musk really know more details. You'd really need to be a fly on the wall, and even that's not something achievable for most. Technologically, perhaps it might be one day even possible, especially if Musk's future technologies continue to be out of this world crazy good. Only time will tell. Imagine being able to work for Musk, or even be personally interviewed by the high-grossing, super successful Elon. Who would not dream of such an opportunity? To work in a company where you can see the world's most ingenious and popular scientific advances of our time. Of course, for many people, this is an out-of-this-world experience. Well, for people who work in these companies, these are stories and experience that they had. And finally, if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. It will be a great support for the channel. And until next time.